Hello learners, today we'll learn encapsulation. Before we studied constructors. Here we stop it on this line of codes. So what's the encapsulation? Encapsulation allows you to hide implementation details and only reveal what's needed in subsequent use. In other words, encapsulations is the access control mechanism. So it's all about the access modifier. We have 4 types of access modifier. The first one is public. So here, if you remember when we did in the first lessons, we do many methods with the public, with the class and object. So here we can add in, for example, here public. In the public, we have no restrictions. We can access to these variables inside of this class from any package. So as example here, for example, in my main and the human class, they all landed in this package OOP encapsulations. For example, here, if I let me create here one more main class which is outside of this package, not this actual main, this of main is outside. Here I want to get access for my human, which is in package of encapsulation. I want to show you how their public modifiers, access modifiers is working. The public one. So let me create here main methods. I'll write human, exactly from which package I will use this encapsulation. Let me human war rise and new human. Then I will try to, usually when we write the dot, I can access for methods, but there is no any methods here, no any variables access it available for me. So if I write here no name, for example, no name, probably I will not get access for this variable. So if I write here h1 name, no, actually not the string but name. So this kind of message I will take, which is the cannot be accessed from outside package. So in the case of main, there is no restriction here. In the public access, there is no restriction here. So I will just try to change for my adding by public one. So now we see that this is problem. Let's remove it. No name. Now I have access. We have one more encapsulations without no modifier. In case of no modifier, in the no modifier, we for all classes it can be available for all classes inside of this only package. In the case of no public one, you can access for all variables inside of this, only inside of this package. So what if case, let's look at the second case, which is private. There are 4 types of access modifiers, as you see: the public, protected, private, and default. In the case of private one, you see this private one, the weak visibility only inside the descriptions methods of this class itself. We have only access only from this class. That's all. In the case of protected, keyword allows other classes to see variables, but not all of them. the variable will be visible in descendant classes and classes that are in the same package. It also can be accessible, even accessible for descendant. We'll learn in the future. So the purpose of encapsulations is to get away from the dependency of the class external interface from the implementation, so that the slight change in the class doesn't lead to change in external behavior of the class. So in a case here, I will just remove public. So the public, I think it's understandable. Now we can remove it. This main class, actually this one. So now I can, let me run it from this class. Everything is accessible because it's landed in one package here. In a case if I write here, for example, protected one, do I have here access for everyone variables? In the protected, this is possible. But what if I write, for example, private one? Do you have access in the private? I run again. Yeah, if it's in one package, we have access for private and for protected one. But here, let me do it comment. So in case of protected, do I have name? So let me print the h1 name in my human. I will just change for protected one. Yes, there is access. You see there's no name here. No name. So if I change for private, now probably I will not have access. Name has private access in encapsulations, so that's why you don't have access. So in that case, when we have the private one, the concept of from the OOP, or object-oriented programming world, that should be considered the getters and setters methods. So here in that case, we need to write additional methods. What does this method do? These methods give us the access from the private one. So I will write here public string get name return name. So this is my getter methods. Get from the word of get, which means receive, and we have the setter methods. So in the case of getter methods, so here you see that when I change for private, I don't have any access from my string name. But can I, except of get name, use my get name methods? In that case, I will have access from my name of variable, no name, which is taken from default constructors. There is no name here. So, and we have one more methods, which is the setter methods. What does the setter methods do? It was set the name. Usually they do by void methods. Set name, and it will accept argument of string, type of string, and name. So now I can manipulate data with the variable of name. So here I will write name, and I will use the set my name, let it be idar, and again return my method to see the changes. Look at here, in the first there is no name here. Now after I set the name by my setter methods, I set my name idar. Now it's printed. For all methods we can do the same operation for age, for height, for weight. Let me write all these methods. For get age, return the age, for set age, what else? For for height, let it be get height, and same methods for the setter methods. Set age, well, not is actually not age. Let me write for height in order not to be confused. And one more methods for getter and setter for weight. It should be type of double, if you remember. You see? And we'll do for set weight double weight, this weight of weight. So in the case of private, let me write to private for any one of them. Now I have private, and I can write for each of them, with each of them work with the methods. So let it be set the age. For example, if it's idar, age, let it be 30. Let's set height, let it be 140, and the set weight, let it be 40. Now let me get user data. I use user data. I will print it in user data 1. This is null, since I didn't write inside of round brackets of printed in. Let's see what we take. idar, the age of 30, the weight 80 kilo, height 180 meter. So by the method of setters, we'll set all these values which we give from our main methods, and we can, of course, we can just use the methods to return any methods separately. For example, let it be get name, let it be get age, get height, and get weight. Now we used all these getter methods, ADAR 30 and 180 kilo. So this is all about encapsulations, especially for all 4 types of modifiers: public, private, protected, and no modifier. And about the methods of return methods, getters methods, which means setter methods. That's all. Thank you for your attention.